My precious child, if you could truly grasp the magnitude of what is accelerating toward you right now, you would be overcome with a joy that overflows into dancing. I am inviting you to lean in close, to quiet the noise of the world, so I can whisper to you about the secret work I have been doing behind the scenes. For a brand new chapter, the most glorious one yet, is beginning to unfold in the book of your life. I have seen the heavy weight of the burdens you have carried, burdens I never intended for your delicate shoulders. I have watched as you walked through exhaustion, pushing forward with a determination that moved my heart, even when every fiber of your being was crying out for rest. I saw you trying to hold the fragments of your world together while everything felt like it was slipping through your fingers. And I want you to hear me clearly. Your journey is shifting. A turn is coming that is so breathtaking, so beautifully unexpected, and so saturated with my goodness that the pain of this current moment will fade into a distant memory. This is not a fleeting comfort I offer you. I am speaking your divine destiny into existence. I am giving you a truth that will act as an anchor for your soul, something unshakable and solid for you to stand upon when the storms of life howl and the waves try to pull you under. What I am preparing is not a minor fix or a small patch on an old garment. I am bringing a total transformation. Where you have known empty hands, I am bringing overflowing provision. Where your mind has been a battlefield of anxiety, I am establishing a peace that passes understanding. Where sorrow has been your companion, I am releasing a joy that cannot be contained. Where you have felt brittle and weak, I am infusing you with a strength that is not of this world. I am your shepherd, and because I am leading you, you will lack nothing. You have traveled a weary road, and I know exactly how treacherous the path has been. I saw the valleys that were so suffocatingly deep you thought the sun would never find you again. I felt your legs tremble as you scaled mountains that seemed too steep to conquer. I walked beside you through the deserts where your spirit felt parched, desperate for just one drop of refreshment. But never forget that in the center of that struggle, I was there. When you felt the most abandoned, I was closer than your own breath. When you thought you had reached the end of your strength, it was my power that carried you across the finish line. When the darkness was so thick you lost your way, my hand never let go of yours, guiding you through the shadows even when you couldn't sense my touch. I am not a distant king sitting on a remote throne watching you struggle from a distance. I am your constant, faithful companion. I am the one who knows every jagged rock and every hidden trap on the path you are walking. And because I know what is behind you, I also know the radiant beauty of what lies ahead. I see the emerald pastures where you will finally rest. I see the cool, still waters where you will drink until your soul is fully satisfied. I am preparing a table for you in the very presence of the things that tried to destroy you. I see your cup not just filled, but running over with blessings so immense you won't even have the capacity to hold them all. My goodness and my mercy are not chasing you from a distance. They are your personal guard, following you every single day of your life. This is a promise from the one who cannot lie. My word carries the same creative power that commanded the stars to shine and the oceans to stay within their bounds. When I declare a blessing over your future, all of heaven shifts to make it a reality. My messengers are already moving on your behalf, and the limitless resources of my kingdom are being redirected toward your needs. I know the waiting has been agonizing. I know there were nights when you wondered if I had turned away, if your cries were just vanishing into the void. But my timing is never flawed. Even when it feels like a delay to your heart, every second of that waiting was a purposeful investment. It was the time needed to deepen your roots and solidify your foundation. Think of a tree that grows too quickly in shallow soil. The first strong wind will tear it from the earth, but a tree that grows slowly, sending its roots deep into the dark, rich soil, becomes an immovable force. That is what I have been doing with you. I have been ensuring that when the floodgates of my favor open, you will have the character to carry it, the wisdom to manage it, and the humility to be a light to others. Now hear me with your whole spirit. The season of waiting is drawing to a close. The work in the dark is finished. You are ready. What I have for you is far beyond your imagination. My faithfulness to you has never wavered, and it never will.
I have seen you in those quiet hours when you thought no one was watching your tears. I have collected every single one of them. Not a single drop was wasted. Each one was a prayer of trust that moved my heart. You are loved with a passion that is eternal and unchangeable. I need you to release the shame you've been carrying, shame I never gave you. Stop looking at your past mistakes as a reason to be disqualified. When I look at you, I don't see a list of failures. I see my beautiful child, radiant with potential. You see your brokenness, but I see the gold I am using to mend the cracks. You are mine, and you carry my very image within you. The same power that conquered the grave lives inside of you right now. Whatever mountain is blocking your view, that power can move it. Whatever chain is holding you back, that power can shatter it. The voices of doubt have been loud, but they have no real authority over you. The enemy may bark, but he is defeated. He can lie, but he cannot change the truth of your belonging. I am your defender and your shield. I am healing the wounds that people left on your soul, not with time, but with the medicine of my presence. Stop trying to fix yourself with human effort. Come to me, the great physician, and let me touch the places that still ache. I have never left you, not for a single heartbeat. Even when you felt the most alone, I was building something in you that could only be forged in solitude. Every experience, even the painful ones, was a thread I used to weave the masterpiece of your destiny. The closed doors were my protection. The delays were my preparation. You are exactly where you need to be to receive what is coming next. I am aligning people you haven't even met yet to favor you. I am unlocking doors you didn't even know existed. Your current struggle is not your destination. It is just a stop along the way to your inheritance. Lift your eyes and look at the horizon. Provision is coming. Healing is coming. Restoration is coming. I am trustworthy, and I will never fail you. Continue to pour out love upon them, reflecting the same grace I have lavished upon you. A love that is without condition, a love that never wavers, and a love that refuses to give up hope. Your breakthrough is not a distant wish, it is a coming reality, and the ones who have wandered are already being drawn back to my heart. I am intimately involved in the invisible architecture of your family, working on the deep-seated dynamics that have caused you pain. Those tensions that have simmered beneath the surface for decades, the conflicts that felt impossible to resolve, and the ancient wounds that have never known the air, I am touching them now. I am the breaker of generational chains, dismantling the patterns of dysfunction that were handed down to you, ensuring they stop with you. I am reconstructing relationships that the world declared permanently fractured. But this sacred work requires your partnership. Forgive when the logic of the world says you should hold a grudge. Offer a hand of grace when your flesh wants to pull back. Be the brave soul who offers an apology first, even when the blame is shared. For by modeling my unconditional love, you shift the very atmosphere of your home. I want to speak now to the internal landscape of your heart, for there is a preparation happening within you that is just as vital as the miracles I am arranging around you. My blessings require a heart that is aligned with my frequency, and that means we must work together to clear away the debris that would block the flow of my favor. The first shift I am calling you to make is the great migration from fear to faith. For too long, fear has been the lens through which you viewed your life, distorting every circumstance and painting every what-if with the colors of disaster. Fear has stolen your sleep, whispering lies about your security and magnifying your problems while making my provision seem small. You have called it being prepared or being realistic, but I am calling it what it is, a thief that has no place in my child's life. Faith, however, possesses a different sight. Faith gazes at the same mountain and remembers that I have the final word. I am asking you to choose faith in this moment, not as a feeling you wait for, but as a deliberate posture of the soul. Every time anxiety tries to rise, counter it with a declaration of my character. Retrain your mind to default to trust, and you will see your entire world begin to change. The second shift is moving from the exhaustion of self-reliance to the peace of God-reliance. You have been wearing yourself out trying to be the strategist, the provider, and the savior of your own life. You go to bed overwhelmed because you are carrying a weight that was only ever meant for my shoulders. I never asked you to do this alone. I invited you into a partnership where your small effort is multiplied by my infinite power. This is not an invitation to passivity or laziness, but a call to stop striving in your own strength. Your part is simply to be faithful and to take the steps I illuminate for you. My part is the power, the opening of doors, and the making of ways where there seem to be no paths at all. When you learn the boundary between your responsibility and mine, you will finally find the rest that has been eluding you.
The third shift is the transition from striving into resting. There is a supernatural rest available to you that is not about the absence of work, but the absence of worry. It is a state of being where you work from a place of peace rather than working for a sense of peace. In this rest, your heart is steady because you know that the outcome of your life is held in my hands. It is the freedom that comes when you stop trying to force the universe to bend to your will. I want you to experience the lightness of a life where the pressure of the how and when is transferred to me. The fourth shift is moving from a mindset of scarcity to a vision of abundance. You have been thinking small because you have looked at your resources instead of mine. You have limited your dreams based on the numbers in your bank account, but I am the God of the overflow, the God of more than enough. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills, and all the gold in the earth is mine. I am inviting you to start speaking abundance even while the world sees lack. Thank me for the provision that hasn't arrived yet, for this is not a denial of reality. It is an alignment with my promises. Your words have the power to create atmospheres. Use them to build the future I have designed, rather than reinforcing the limitations of your past. The fifth shift is stepping out of isolation and into connection. Whether out of hurt, pride, or simple exhaustion, you have withdrawn into yourself. But isolation is a dangerous place where the enemy's whispers sound the loudest. I created you for community, and often the very breakthrough you are praying for is waiting in the hands of a person I want to bring into your life. I am calling you into kingdom partnerships, divine connections with people who will sharpen you and carry your burdens. This requires the courage to be vulnerable and the humility to be known, but these relationships will be the catalysts for your transformation. Now, I want to prepare your spirit for what I am releasing over you in this sacred moment. This is more than a message. It is an impartation of life. Open your hands, palm up, in a gesture of total receptivity. Let go of the old plans you've held so tightly, for what I am putting in your hands is infinitely better. Release the disappointments that have made you afraid to hope again. Drop the offenses that have acted as poison in your heart. I am releasing a comprehensive provision over your life right now. In the heavenly realms, doors are unlocking, and resources that were blocked are being cleared to reach you. I declare increase over your finances, over your physical health, and over your emotional stability. This provision is designed to cover every corner of your existence, for nothing in your life is too small for my care. Receive it now. Say yes in your spirit and let the doubt fall away. I am also releasing healing into your physical frame. I speak to every cell and every system, commanding them to align with my original design for your health. From the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, let my restoring power flow. This healing extends to your mind as well. I am breaking the grip of anxiety and lifting the heavy shroud of depression. I am renewing your thought patterns with the truth of who I am. I am releasing a peace that is not dependent on your circumstances, a calm that will keep you steady even when the world is shaking. Receive my joy, a deep-rooted, unshakable joy that is your strength. This joy is an eternal spring that doesn't dry up when the news is bad or when people are difficult. I am releasing a breakthrough into the situations where you have been stuck. The problems that seemed insoluble are about to meet my divine solution. Watch for the sudden surprises and be patient with the gradual shifts, for both are the work of my hand. I am releasing favor, causing people to support you and open doors for you in ways that cannot be explained by luck. The fog of confusion is lifting, and I am releasing a sharp clarity regarding your purpose. You are going to see how the dots of your life connect to form a beautiful picture of my calling. This clarity will bring a new energy and a focus that satisfies your soul. And finally, I am releasing a wall of protection around you and your household. I am stationing my angels at your doors and covering your loved ones with my wings. You are invisible to the schemes of the enemy and invincible through my love. Everything I am doing is working together for your greatest good. Your best days are not behind you. They are unfolding as we speak. The story I am writing with your life is heading to a climax of beauty and victory that will leave you in awe. Trust me with the pen. Trust me with the timing. Trust me with your heart. You are deeply, eternally loved, and I am with you always. My beloved child, you must understand that you are more than sufficient for every task before you, not because of your own power, but because my infinite sufficiency resides within you. This is not a call to ignore the reality of your pain or to pretend that the obstacles in your path do not exist. Rather, it is an invitation to fix your gaze upon my truth until it looms larger than your circumstances. You must allow my word to have the final authority over your situation, using your own voice as a master tool for transformation rather than a weapon of your own defeat. Your words carry weight in the spirit. I ask you to speak them with divine wisdom.
Let us speak deeply about the sacred necessity of rest in your life. I designed your very being with a requirement for stillness, and when you bypass this need, you walk out from under the canopy of my best for you. Without rest, the edges of your spirit become frayed, you become weary, irritable, and your discernment grows cloudy. You must realize that rest is not a luxury you earn. It is a vital command I modeled for you from the very dawn of creation. I labored for 6 days and hallowed the 7th with rest, not because my strength was spent, but to establish a holy rhythm for your soul to follow. When you refuse to pause, you are living in contradiction to the very fabric of your design. I know there is a voice in your head that whispers guilt when you are not producing, but I tell you that rest is productive in ways that labor can never be. Rest restores the reserves that work depletes, creating the internal capacity for you to be truly effective when you return to your tasks. I am calling you to rediscover the practice of Sabbath, an intentional time set apart for renewal. This is not just for your physical body, but for the quietening of your mind and the replenishment of your spirit in my presence, where there is no agenda other than simply being with me.
This rhythm will protect you from burning out before you reach the glorious destination I have set for you. I want to teach you the advanced grace of resting even while you are active, maintaining an internal posture of peace while the world around you is in motion. When you learn to draw from my limitless well instead of your own shallow cistern, you will sustain a pace that others cannot comprehend. Look around at the people I have woven into the tapestry of your life, for none of them are there by mere coincidence. Every significant connection is a divine orchestration intended to shape your soul. Some are present to serve as your teachers. They may be gentle, or they may be the difficult sharpening stones you need to refine your character. Pay attention to what these souls are revealing about your own heart, what strengths are being polished, and what hidden weaknesses are being brought into the light. There are others who have been sent specifically to receive the treasures I have placed in you. Do not hoard the wisdom and encouragement I give you. Let it flow through you like a river, for a blessing given away is always returned to you multiplied. Then there are the precious few who are your true companions, the ones I have assigned to walk through the jagged valleys and scale the steep peaks by your side. Treasure these souls and have the courage to show them your true heart, not just the polished image you present to the world. You must also recognize that some relationships are for a season, not a lifetime. Do not feel a sense of failure when a seasonal connection fades. Its purpose was specific to a chapter of your journey, and its value remains even after the season has passed. I ask you to be discerning about the voices you allow to influence your inner world. Not everyone who seeks access to your life has your best interest at heart. Surround yourself with those who call out your greatness and challenge you to grow in faith. I want to breathe fresh life into the dreams I have planted in the garden of your heart. Those persistent desires that will not be silenced, those visions of what could be, they are the seeds of your destiny. I am a God of visions, and I use these longings to guide you toward the future I have authored for you. But you must learn to discern between a God dream and a dream born of worldly ambition. My dreams will always align with my character and my word. They will never ask you to sacrifice your integrity. A true divine invitation will stretch your faith and require my intervention to succeed, for I want your dreams to pull you closer to me, not make you independent of me. When a dream is from my hand, it will carry an underlying peace even in the midst of great uncertainty. Understand that your life moves in seasons, and each one has a specific work to accomplish. There are seasons of preparation where you may feel hidden and unproductive, yet it is in this quiet darkness that your roots are growing deep and your character is being forged. Do not despise the unseen work, for it is the foundation of every visible harvest. There are seasons of planting where you must labor in faith without seeing an immediate return, and seasons of growth that require your patient maintenance. And surely there are seasons of harvest where the fruit of your faithfulness becomes manifest. In those times, remain humble and generous, remembering that I am the one who brings the increase. If you are in a season of rest where the land must lie fallow, do not resist it. It is necessary for the next cycle of life to be fruitful. I am calling you to a deep, unshakable perseverance. This is the quality that will keep you moving when your emotions tell you to quit. The enemy knows that if he can convince you to stop just short of your breakthrough, he has won. He will try to wear you down by magnifying the obstacles and making you feel as though your path is uniquely difficult. But the truth he fears is this: Your breakthrough is already prepared. You simply must keep walking, one more step, one more day of trust. True perseverance is not about gritting your teeth. It is about leaning into my grace when your own strength has run dry. I believe in you with a ferocity you cannot yet imagine. I see the dormant potential I placed in you before the foundation of the world, and I know that you are capable of fulfilling your highest calling because I am with you every step of the way.
Stop disqualifying yourself based on your past performance. I am the final word over your life, and I say you are able. I am the shepherd who knows every danger on your path and every hair on your head. I am leading you beside still waters to restore the very depths of your soul. Even when you walk through the valley of the shadow, you have no reason to fear, for my rod and my staff are your constant comfort. I am preparing a feast for you in the very sight of your enemies, anointing your head with the oil of my spirit until your cup overflows. My goodness and my mercy are tracking you down every single day, and you shall dwell in my presence forever. You are cradled in hands that will never release their grip. You are watched over by a gaze that never tires and eyes that never blink. In my sight, you are cherished beyond any earthly measure and valued far above any price that could be named. This is your true identity. This is how I truly perceive you. This is the reality that will dismantle every deception that has ever tried to hold your spirit captive. Step forward now with a soul full of certainty. I am not asking for confidence in your own strength alone, though I tell you, you are far more capable than you have ever imagined. But I am asking for confidence in me. Trust that my presence is an unyielding circle around you. Trust that I am standing in your corner, working every detail and every delay together for your ultimate benefit. Believe that the future I have authored for you is more magnificent than your wildest dreams can even begin to sketch. Walk into that destiny with your head held high and your heart anchored in expectation. Your breakthrough is not just a possibility, it is an approaching reality. Your blessing is already on the move. The season of your greatest fruitfulness is dawning. The shepherd is guiding you, the provider is opening the windows of heaven, the healer is mending what was torn, and the restorer is reclaiming what was lost. The one who loves you with an everlasting passion is weaving all things together for your good. This is my solemn word to you. This is my unbreakable covenant. My heart for you is constant and will never shift with the turning tides. I will never stop loving you. I will never abandon you to the shadows, and I will never leave you to navigate the complexities of life on your own. You belong to me, and I belong to you, and there is no force in all of creation, nothing in the heights or the depths that can ever change that eternal bond. Now take what I have given you and be a fountain of blessing for another. Carry the peace you have received and offer a cup of it to those who are parched and struggling. Let my light radiate through your life so clearly that it illuminates the dark corners of someone else's world. You must understand that your breakthrough is not meant for you alone. It is meant to ripple out and touch every life you encounter. Be lavish with the grace you've been shown. Be a faithful steward of the kindness you felt. Watch closely as I take what you give away and multiply it through your open hands. The encouragement you whisper into a broken heart will return to you as a roar of strength when you need it most. The love you demonstrate will create waves of change that extend far beyond your own horizon. You are deeply loved. You are chosen. You are called with purpose, you are equipped with power, and you are shielded by my hand. You are entering a season that will be remembered as the best of your entire life. Prepare your heart, for the breakthrough is here. But listen closely, for my heart is full, and there is more I wish to reveal to you. There are chambers of your life I have not yet spoken to, and I do not want you to depart until you have heard the fullness of my promise. Stay in this stillness with me a while longer. Let me pour my life-giving spirit into every area that feels dry or neglected. I want to speak directly to your finances, for I know the weight this has placed upon your shoulders. I see the stack of bills, the gap between what you have and what you owe, and the sudden expenses that seem to strike when you are most vulnerable. I see the anxiety that knots in your stomach when you think about enough. Hear me now. Financial breakthrough is never beyond my reach or my desire to provide for you. I am not governed by the fluctuations of the global economy, nor am I restricted by the limits of your current paycheck. I am not bound by the human math that says your situation is impossible. I am the architect of all wealth, the owner of every resource, and I can move mountains of provision into your hands in a single moment.
The real question is not whether I am able, but whether you have positioned your heart to receive the flow. Position yourself by being a faithful manager of what is currently in your hand. Do not look down on small beginnings or waste the little you have while waiting for much. Show me that you can be trusted with the small things, and the laws of my kingdom will ensure that more is entrusted to you. Position yourself through the act of generosity, even when your natural mind tells you it is a risk. I know it feels backward to give when you feel you lack, but this is the secret rhythm of my kingdom. Give, and it shall be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over into your lap. I am not asking you to be reckless, but I am telling you that a heart that hoards out of fear only creates a cage for its own provision. Generosity opens the floodgates. Follow my specific instructions, even when they defy your logic. If I tell you to take a path that seems less profitable, or to give to someone who cannot repay you, obey me. My perspective is eternal, and I see where every path leads. This breakthrough is not just about the money, it is about a peace that survives regardless of your bank balance, freeing you from the tyranny of worry forever. Let me touch the area of your physical health. I know the exhaustion of chronic pain and the fear that comes with a difficult diagnosis. I am the Lord who heals you. That is my very essence. My power is not limited by the reach of modern medicine. While I bless the work of doctors and the help of medicine, they do not hold the final authority over your flesh. I do. I am the one who knit you together in the secret place. I know every cell and every heartbeat. I am calling some of you to stop agreeing with the report of the enemy and start aligning your words with my report. My word says that by my stripes you are already healed. My word says I came to give you a life that is abundant and whole. I am releasing my healing virtue into your body right now as you listen. This is not a temporary patch. It is a deep restoration that goes to the root of the infirmity. Receive it by faith before you feel it. Let your belief be the bridge that brings the manifestation into your reality. I also see the relationships in your life that are fractured or covered in the dust of silence. I am the God of reconciliation, and I love to bridge the gaps that pride and hurt have created. I can soften the hardest hearts and heal the deepest betrayals, but I need you to walk with me in this.
You cannot force another to change, but you can choose to forgive. Forgiveness is not an endorsement of the wrong that was done to you. It is the act of releasing a prisoner, only to realize that the prisoner was you. Unforgiveness is a slow-acting poison that chains you to the past. I am asking you to let go of the debt, not because they deserve it, because you deserve to be free to walk into your future. As you forgive, you open a door that only I can enter to perform the miracle of restoration. Finally, my child, let us guard the battlefield of your mind. Your thoughts are the soil in which your life grows. You have been entertaining lies of worthlessness and failure for too long. Those thoughts did not come from me. I am tearing down the strongholds of negativity and renewing your mind with the light of my truth. Every time a dark thought rises, capture it and replace it with my promise. This is a discipline that will change your world. You have a calling that was etched in the heavens before time began, and you are stepping into a season where that purpose will become clear and vibrant. Whether your calling is to change a nation or to change the life of a single child, it is precious to me. The transition you are in may feel uncomfortable, but it is necessary for your growth. The old season is falling away to make room for the glory of the new. Stay close to me in prayer and feed on my word daily, for that is where your strength is renewed. You are never alone. You are never without hope. I am with you. I am for you, and the best is truly yet to come. To those of you currently walking through the heavy shadows of a troubled marriage, where the warmth of love has been replaced by a biting cold, and where every conversation seems to ignite a new fire of conflict, you may feel as though you are standing at the edge of a great canyon, looking at a shore of reconciliation that feels miles out of reach, wondering if the only path left is to walk away. I want you to hear my heart clearly. I hold the sanctity of your union in high regard, yet my love for you as my individual child is boundless and unwavering. I have the power to mend the most jagged fractures and breathe life into the driest bones of a relationship. My desire is to see your home become a sanctuary of peace once more, but this divine architecture requires two hearts willing to lay down their stones. I will never violate the sacred gift of free will that I have placed within each of you.
I ask you to lift your spouse to me in the quiet of the night, not in accusation, but in intercession. Turn your gaze inward and allow me to refine the areas of your own soul that need my touch. Extend forgiveness even when it feels like a sacrifice, and do everything within your strength to be a vessel of healing. But when you have done all you can, I need you to release the final outcome into my capable hands, trusting that I am working for the ultimate good of your soul, regardless of the path the other person chooses. To those among you who are weighed down by the suffocating blanket of moral failure, who have crossed lines you promised you would never cross, and now carry a shame that feels like a physical weight, you might feel that you have wandered so far from the light that my eyes can no longer find you. But I tell you that my grace is a vast ocean that swallows every mistake. There is no shadow dark enough to hide you from my redemption, and no stain so deep that the blood of my Son cannot wash it white as snow. Your failures do not define you. They are merely the backdrop for the greatest comeback story I am writing in your life. Do not hide in the bushes like Adam. Come out into the open and speak the truth of your heart to me. Receive the restoration I am offering without cost, and watch as I take the broken pieces of your reputation and build something more beautiful and resilient than what stood before. This fall is not the conclusion of your book.
It is simply the beginning of a chapter on my transformative power. I speak now to the hearts that feel a stirring for a grand purpose, yet find themselves paralyzed by a sense of utter inadequacy. You see the mountain I have called you to climb, but you look at your own feet and see only weakness. You wonder how someone with your past, your lack of eloquence, or your limited resources could ever fulfill such a vision. My dear child, remember this: I do not go searching for the equipped. I equip the ones who respond to my call. If I used the powerful and the perfect, the world would see only human strength. But when I use the weak and the willing, the world sees my glory. I took Moses, a man who stumbled over his words, and made him the voice of a nation's freedom. I took David, a forgotten boy in the fields, and fashioned him into a king. I took Peter, whose emotions were as unstable as the sea, and made him a rock. Your perceived limitations are not barriers to me. They are the very spaces where my strength finds its perfect expression. To the weary souls who have been holding on to a promise for so long that the words have started to feel like a distant echo, you have watched the seasons turn, years passing without a sign of the harvest I whispered about in the secret place, and you are tempted to let your hope expire. Do not cast away your confidence now. My promises do not have a best before date. They are eternal and as sure as the rising sun. The time that has passed is not lost time, it is soil-tilling time. Abraham felt the sting of a silent womb for a quarter of a century before laughter was born. Joseph sat in the damp darkness of a prison for years before the palace gates swung open. The delay is not a denial. It is the interval required for your character to grow large enough to sustain the blessing that is coming. When the fulfillment arrives, it will be so much more magnificent than the small thing you first asked for that you will fall on your knees in gratitude for the wait. I wish to settle a deep peace upon you today, a stillness that is not of this world. Open your spirit to receive this final seal of my love over your life. May my peace, which defies the logic of your current storms, stand as a sentinel over your heart and your mind. May the unshakable joy of my presence be the fuel that carries you through every trial. I pray that the love of Christ would saturate every fiber of your being until it spills over, drenching everyone you encounter with grace. May the breath of my Holy Spirit empower you to walk in a level of authority and kindness you have never known. I am opening doors for you in this very hour, doors of opportunity and favor that no man, no matter how powerful, will be able to shut. Resources from corners of the earth you haven't even thought of are being redirected towards your need. Relationships that were shattered like glass are being fused back together with my divine light. I command healing to flow into the marrow of your bones, into the depths of your soul, and into the fabric of your mind. Let clarity replace the fog of your confusion, and let a steady compass guide your wandering feet. I declare a divine acceleration over your stagnation. You are moving from a season of not yet into a season of suddenly. I bless you with the inexhaustible riches of heaven's storehouses. I wrap you in a cloak of protection that the enemy cannot penetrate. I fill your cup until it overflows with my wisdom and my might. Every attribute of my being is committed to your flourishing. You are my highly favored, deeply cherished child, and I will never cease pursuing what is best for you. Walk out of this moment with the stride of someone who knows the King of the universe has called them by name. Take the risks you were afraid to take, for I am the net beneath you. Dream without boundaries, for I am the God of the impossible. Trust me with your whole life, for I have never once been unfaithful. Your breakthrough is not just coming, it is already crossing the threshold. The horizon is brighter than you can imagine, and I am standing there, waiting to show you the beauty I have prepared for your eyes only. You are loved, you are mine, and you are destined for greatness.
Amen. If these words have found a home in your spirit today, carry them like a torch. Share this light with a brother or sister who is currently sitting in the dark, for your testimony is the key to someone else's prison. Speak your agreement into the world and stay connected to this community of grace. I see you, I love you, and I am holding you in my perfect peace. Amen. If these words have found a home in your spirit today, carry them like a torch. Share this light with a brother or sister who is currently sitting in the dark, for your testimony is the key to someone else's prison. Speak your agreement into the world and stay connected to this community of grace. I see you, I love you, and I am holding you in my perfect peace. Amen.